Alright, let's talk about a movie called Imaginary, if I'm saying it right, because of my accent. Oh, I've seen it early. When I get to see movies early, I get excited and stuff like that. This is from Blumhouse. As you know, like I said, they've done Megan, they've done Five Nights at Freddy's, and that awful Night Swim. um, like I said, I don't want to give spoilers. This is a non-spoiler. It's just how I feel about the movie. It's up to you if you want to watch it for yourself, and which it is. Now, as you know, Blumhouse hasn't really hit the mark since Five Nights at Freddy's. And I still think, and I'll still say it from this day forward, they so focus on Five Nights at Freddy's to hit the nail with the fans on that movie that the other movies that they've made is lackluster, you know? So is it gonna go to a streak? Or is this the way this movie's gonna stop the losing streak? I can tell you this now, due to the fact, you can tell aside from that, it didn't live up to the hype. It did not live up to the hype I thought it would. I went into low expectations. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong on that one. It's if you see a teddy bear and the trailer looked really good, you know, oh great. But a lot of people's not talking about this movie, you know, as well. So you would think, oh, it's an underrated movie. I'll tell you some things about the movie, but not spoilers. The creations and the scenery, like, so are great. They're great. Like, you could see, you know. But then I feel like, oh, they're so hype about this, and then it falls flat. You see, Five Nights at Freddy's, I still think Cupcake, you know, was at the scene. So, you know, like, more violent, even though, you know, I hope the sequel has more gore, but they might need to please the fans again. You know, like so. But who knows? We'll see about that. But this movie falls flat. How can you have a movie on paper? This on paper looks great. It looks great on paper. The trailer looked great. So how could you mess up this movie? You know, when you have villains in this movie, like the teddy bear that you see on screen and stuff like that, I can tell you it falls flat. It falls flat. I expected a sequel. I actually expected a sequel. Going into this, about 20 minutes, if you must know what it's about and stuff like that. And then I'll get to it about why the first 20 minutes, yeah. So this is what it's about. So as you see, like, it was just made this year, so, and it's getting released the 8th, I think in the UK, the 7th in the US, something like that. But when I get to see movies early, I get excited. I mean, who wouldn't, you know? And just seeing the picture of the teddy bear, yeah, this could be the next big thing. And he could have. This could have been a good thing because you see. But it seems like when they invested in stuff, they're just slapping it on the wall. They're just slapping it on the wall. Do you know what I mean? Like, They just slapping it on the wall and seeing if it sticks. Like, why? Why are you doing that? Because you've made the money for Five Nights at Freddy's? But I think A24 has hit the mark with a lot of movies, and maybe A24 should have did this movie. I think they should have did this movie, A24. I really think they should have. It would have been a whole lot better. You sit down, watch 20 minutes of the movie, and it gets you invested. Because you're about to move the house, etc. The actors in this were... they were okay. The little girl was okay. But you couldn't invest in them. You couldn't invest in them like so. I mean, you could in one way, but you couldn't in the other. Do you see where I'm going with this when I'm explaining? It gives you so much confusion. I want to rant on so bad, but if I rant on, I'll give spoilers. So I'm trying not to rant on here as well. If you know my rants, you'll know. This movie looked it had high potential. It had high potential because it was different. But the story, it's all over the place. The first 20 minutes get you hooked. The first 20 minutes get you hooked. Like, great, this is going to be a great movie. And then all of a sudden, you're like, they just got lazy, I feel. So here's some more stats. 82% liked the film, what actually saw it, because it was different. This is what I'm saying, you're going to have a lot of mixed feelings with the audience. And this is not a way to go, especially when you made Night Swim. Not a way to go, right? Not a way to go. And Five Nights at Freddy's, okay. I understand why they went the route, and it's successful. Did I enjoy the movie? I did, especially that kill when she gets grabbed and pulled through and you see the shadow. I would rather have the shadow because I've just seen so much gore in horrors. It looks smooth. You know what I'm talking about, guys, when you see the movie? It looked smooth. The kill looked smooth, even in the shadow. And that's why I think that was the best kill. I really think, in Five Nights at Freddy's. This leaves you so confused. Imaginary was imaginary, but in the wrong sense of way. Because if this movie gives you invested, in the movie, I'm trying to hold back from not ranting. Because you sit down and you see there's opportunities to say, great, you can make another 2 movies out of this. But I don't want another 2 movies out of this now. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to see 2 movies out of this. I don't. Unless A24 does it. Then, for another change of scenery, then fine. But good God, you really messed this up badly. Badly. How could you? Like, I'm so agitated because you can see that they've planted the seeds, right? You can see they planted the seeds to say, right, this is what we're gonna do, make it grow. No pun intended. It is. And I really think they're getting lazy. I think Blumhouse is just getting a bit lazy because you made the money from Five Nights at Freddy's. And you're making a bunch of horror movies to get that extra money and it's falling flat. They need the competition. And A24, I think, is going to hit a lot of things this year to bring competition. I think Blumhouse, they're taking things for granted. I'm not going to say much, but you could tell by this movie and Night Swim. Night Swim, I thought, was worse. Don't get me wrong on that one. I thought Night Swim was worse. But this just goes way off a cliff. But I've seen so many movies over the years and I've seen it happen the same thing. And I give the reality on things. And the reality is, investing in a movie doesn't mean just money. You have to have a good story. You have to have good horror. This movie could have either been a gory horror, like, you could have even gone paranormal with this shit. The paranormal on this would have been absolutely insane. You imagine that? It would have been insane. You could have gone both ways with this. Absolutely insane. And you didn't. You didn't. And I don't know. This is why I'm saying lackluster. You've made so many good movies in the past, I feel. And, you know, it needs competition. I really think it does. You know. But instead, them two options, you went with, oh, you have a teddy bear, that's nice. Like, who says that? Like, and then you see in the trailer, as you see itself, the teddy bear moving. You see it moving, but that's it. Really, that's it. You see something else, which I'm not going to mention because it's spoilers, but I can't even say it right because I'm building up to the rant, so I'm going to have to end this here before I even burst out. It's all thoughts in your head. Oh, relive the imaginary times. I'm sorry, that's all that's South Park. But yeah, you know what I'm getting at. I gotta give this. I'm gonna be nice and give it a 5. I'm gonna give it a 5 for trying, but I think they just didn't even try hard enough. I think they tried to slap things onto the wall, see if it sticked. You know, very disappointing because I was looking forward to this movie too, because I like different, and I thought by the trailer it looked like a really good story. What do you guys think when you've seen it? Let me know in the comments below. I'm out of here.